This is the Terror Wing Dragon. Being a dragon, it's a very powerful piece. The way it moves is basically, for a turn, you could just fly off the board, and then for another turn, it can attack any of the enemy pieces. You can see here, bishop, king, and knight. So the Terror Wing Dragon could just come down and take that piece, just like that. So pretty much the whole board is game. It doesn't have to attack, it could just land like that on any space that's available. So it's a very unlimited piece, very strong. This is the Shade Mage, which is a very interesting piece. Put him down right here. This is a rook, and this is a bishop. The way the Shade Mage moves is, on the space that he's on, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, 4 points on the square that he's on, and he could move onto those points. So for a turn, he can move there, okay, or he can move here, or he can move here, or here. So what that is he's in between 4 squares essentially. So it's almost like he moved half a space. So if you look at it right here. So what that means is, if you have a rook, the rook, this is the enemy rook, will go right through him. So the Shade Mage, like his name, is now like in his shadow form, so the rook cannot hit him. Even if the rook's right here, same thing. He goes right here and cannot hit him. The rook could be sideways, attacking him from a horizontal position, and it's the same thing. It cannot hurt him. Okay. Now, the bishop, on the other hand, is different because the bishop can hurt him. The bishop goes diagonal and will go through that point. So going from here to here, the bishop will actually cross this point where the Shade Mage is normally safe in, and therefore can defeat the Shade Mage. This is Serpentine. He is the leader of the snake people. He has a very fun movement. Basically, the way he moves, he's like a very powerful bishop, and he can bounce off the edge of the board, and also he can bounce off of other pieces. So, for example, he can go from here, bounce off the king here, and bounce off the edge of the wall here, bounce off this area, bounce off here, bounce off here, bounce, and it's infinite the way he can do it. When he makes a kill, that's when his bouncing stops, or he can stop whenever he wants. This is the Holy Sage. So I'm going to put the Holy Sage down right here. This is the enemy knight. This is the enemy bishop. Now, the Holy Sage, what he does is he puts himself in the lines of fire of the enemy pieces. So right now, he can be attacked both by the bishop and the knight. And by doing so, what he does is he shuts down their offensive capabilities. So they can move on their next turns, but they won't be able to attack any other piece, even if there's a piece in their range, just because the Holy Sage has shut down their attack powers. This is the catapult, another very fun piece. Okay, the catapult moves just like a knight in chess. Okay, so I put them down here. This is the catapult. This is the enemy rook. This is the enemy bishop. So the catapult is in range for the rook. So what it does is it moves like a knight, the same L-shaped fashion, and it launches the rook into the bishop, and it destroys the bishop. But the rook survives, but the rook is now placed over here because it was catapulted. So whatever piece it lands on in the beginning becomes the ammo for the catapult. This is a new piece that I made. He has been mutated from the gamma rays off of a X-ray. This is the DracoKrak, and that is the facial design, and I even added a rib cage there. So what the DracoKrak does is it's just another like a golem tower piece. Right here is enemy king, and the DracoKrak can capture piece like that and hold it hostage.